Well, for more on this, joining me live in the studio is online safety educator Paris McNeil. Paris, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate you making the time for us on this big day, the day the ban's actually kicked in. How's it going so far? We've been playing some videos of kids clearly getting around the ban and making videos, appearing on videos, still saying, "Ha ha, Prime Minister, we've got around your ban." How's it going?
Well, the reality is that this is world first legislation. There is always going to be a teething period when we have such a big change coming in. And I think a lot of the headlines that have been surfacing this morning are the social media ban has happened. Is it going to work? And that's almost the wrong question to be asking, because we need to allow these platforms time to identify the accounts that are under 16, to close down those loopholes and to make it actually roll out the way that it should.
Now, a lot of parents are going to have to deal with this over the summer holidays, schools breaking up around now. What is your advice to parents who might be finding this challenging over the coming weeks?
It will be a really challenging time for both young people that are directly impacted and their parents and caregivers, because they are losing a really big part of their life, their identity, the way that they communicate with their mates. So with this social media ban, hopefully we're going to see a reduction in the cyberbullying and the hurtful comments and nasty behaviour and all those negative parts of social media. But we really need to be building young people up so that they have the positives, that they have ways to communicate with their friends, using those standalone messaging apps or the gaming platforms that they are allowed to use, so that they can still stay in touch.
I spoke last hour with John Ruddock, who's running this constitutional challenge against the ban. He was arguing that social media is going to go underground and possibly become more dangerous for kids, because parents might think, oh, well, it's covered by the ban and I don't need to worry about that now.
Parents certainly need to stay vigilant. Just because social media or the big platforms are no longer accessible doesn't mean we can stop really being proactive with what our young people are looking at online, and that's across all platforms. Standalone messaging apps, gaming platforms, AI, generative content-based platforms, they all come with risks. Even the smaller platforms that teens are migrating to, like Lemonade and Yope, there are dangers on every single one of those, so parents still need to be understanding what your kids are looking at. Is that age appropriate? Have you had a chat about the privacy considerations? And then overall, are you happy for them to be on that platform?
We have heard from some kids who are unhappy. Clearly, there will always be that group of children. But as someone like you who's gone in and spoken to children in schools about this change, has there been a bit of a sense of relief as well?
It's certainly been mixed, but deep down, a lot of young people are telling me that they want in-person connection. When I ask them, what other means are you going to use to communicate, they overwhelmingly say, I want to catch up with my friends in person. The problem is that at the moment, until today, they've had this frictionless alternative where they can just pull out their phone and engage in some surface level communication. And that's not hitting the mark. So as parents, as people surrounding and supporting these young people, we need to help them over the summer school holidays to go to the beach, to catch up in person, to build those deeper, more meaningful relationships that will fill their cups.
How big a shift do you think this is going to be for our culture, really, going forward?
It's a massive shift. This is a huge change in the way that we consume media, that we get inspiration for things, that we communicate generally. But it's not like this hasn't existed before. It's just that the young people haven't lived through it. So as adults, as a Gen Z who has seen both sides of this equation, it's just going to take a little bit of encouragement from us to help these young people to build relationships face to face, to remember what they like doing that's not just on their phone and technology, and to support them, maybe help organise that, facilitate those face-to-face catch-ups and more meaningful relationships.
And could it be the next sort of few years below the ban that could really benefit from this? Maybe 9, 10, 11-year-olds who haven't actually ever been on social media, who now just won't ever experience it until they reach that crucial age.
Absolutely. I think it will be invaluable for the really young children who haven't been on social media yet, who are going to be delayed until 16. It will be the best thing for them. It'll be really, really tricky for all of these young people that are caught in the middle, that have built their networks online and are being asked or forced to step off and then come back on at 16. There is an opportunity and a need for schools and parents to step up during these middle years to educate young people and continue the education piece about cyber safety and particularly building critical thinking skills, because when they come back on at 16, they need to know how to be better online, how to be safe, how to understand what's AI-generated content, what's misinformation and what's not.
It's all around education, isn't it? Paris, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.